When Natener offered to send me a box of their deep, refreshing eye masks, I was super excited. Now, as a woman of a certain age, I haven't always been paying the most attention to my skincare, but these masks are going to change that. They are super deep and moisturizing. They're thick, they're puffy. I was so excited to try these. I personally like to put them in my fridge for a little bit to get them cool. And you can see how big these are. These aren't your traditional under eye patches. These are large. They're 3 times the coverage of your traditional under eye mask, and that makes a big difference. So again, I'm not the most beauty savvy, so this was my first time using these, and it took me a little bit to properly get them out of the package because they do have the cutouts for the eyebrow and a separate part of the mask for the upper eye. What's great about that is more coverage, right? So these are a 6-in-1 power formula. That means you get a combination of 5% PDRN, which helps with that cellular repair, 2% caffeine, and who doesn't love caffeine for the depuffing? You've also got retinol to smooth those wrinkles, kojic acid for a little bit of brightening, hyaluronic acid for that hydration because my eyes get so dry. And then, of course, niacinamide for texture refinement. So when you combine all these together with the 3x size, then you're going to get deep absorption, and it's going to help target those dark circles, puffiness, and wrinkles. Yes, I have all 3. So it did take me just a minute to get all the pieces of this lined up properly, but once it's set, it's set. So I was worried that it was going to sink as I was, wearing it. They did not move. Once I had it in place and smoothed it in, it was set. Now you can see that in the beginning, they are this bright white, but over time, they're going to turn from white to transparent. And that's your signal that absorption of the collagen and the moisture has happened. So while I suggest keeping these on for at least 30 minutes if you've got the time, do it longer if you can. I did it for about 2 hours, and it was great. I was working, I was on my computer, and I could just feel the moisture working on them. It was so awesome. It was refreshing, the coolness. It took some of that stress out of my face. I was super excited. So because of the larger size and the non-slippage, you're going to get full contact for even delivery of the product. Now, again, once I had these on, I kept them on for about 2 hours and almost made that full transition from the white patches to the transparent. And that was my sign that I knew I'd gotten all I could out of these patches. So you can bet that these are going to be a staple in my beauty care routine now because I felt hydrated, I felt rejuvenated, I felt like I looked more awake, and it just made me feel good. And so there's me at the beginning, and here's me at the after. And so you can see that transparency has started to happen. There's still a few spots that I could have kept it on a little bit longer. I'm going to try it on overnight next, but you can see they just peel right off. Because you're absorbed, there's no more to pat in. You are ready to go. So thank you, Natener, for sending me these under eye patches, and I'm going to keep using them.